What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I have some more amazing news and updates for you guys in the world of bodybuilding. From Jack Eagles announcing the end of his 2025 season to Goodvito winning the Arnold Brazil, we have a lot to cover. So let's get into it. After his pro debut and after placing fifth at the Detroit Pro, Jack Eagles in a recent post announced that this is going to be the end of his 2025 season, and that is because of an hip injury. So in this Instagram post, he captions it, "Unfortunately, I will not be competing at the FIBO Pro. However, I will still be in attendance the entire weekend with ESN. So in short, due to a hip injury, I'm still unable to train legs and another 2 weeks of dieting and trying to train through the injury, attempting to maintain what's left of my legs is very counterproductive for the future as the injury is only getting worse." And he goes on to explain, his stats and why he actually made that decision. Now, fair to say, Jack Eagles won't be competing at the FIBO and other competitions. So this is the end of his 2025 season. I think it's a pretty good decision, especially since he's so young. He still has a lot to cover, and an injury like this, training through that injury, could potentially add more stress to what could have been fixed maybe relatively easy. So I think it's good that he's taking a step back, taking time to recover, and not possibly doing something that could derail his career for the in the future. William Bonac confirms his presence at the New York Pro. In a recent post, he said that he will be competing at the New York Pro show. So after Detroit, he'll be competing at the FIBO, then at the New York Pro, and then again at the Pittsburgh Pro. And from the recent looks, he looks to be in great shape. William definitely dominated the Detroit Pro stage, and he will definitely be a threat at both the New York Pro and the Pittsburgh Pro. Honestly, a lot of people think that he should retire already, given that he has been competing for some time now. He has been there since the Phil Heath era, and he has been competing against some of the best since then. And in all its right, he is also one of the best. Given he has a certain age on him, but I don't think he should retire just yet because he is still going strong. He's doing multiple competitions in a year, and this is just like the old days. People used to compete throughout the year, no matter if they qualify for the Olympia or they did not. But he's going strong, and I am very excited to see how he closes off this year. Now, speaking of New York Pro, we have Regan Grimes giving us a physique update at 280 pounds. Now, in his Instagram post, most of the comments are pretty positive, but in my honest opinion, in my humble opinion, I personally don't think he's there yet. He does look big, I'll give him that, but with 6 weeks left, I don't think this is the condition you want to be in, especially if you're aiming to win the show. And when you consider people like William Bonac throwing their hat in the ring at the New York Pro show, I think you need to come in with a much better package. I'm not sure he's properly locked in. I think he needs to dial in and start prepping properly. I mean, conditioning wise, he's a bit behind a lot of the other athletes like Martin Fitzwater. He gave us a physique update recently, and he looks amazing. When so, and I mean, I honestly don't think it's great for 6 weeks out. But then again, we have to wait for show day to actually judge because there's a stark difference between what we see on social media and what the actual stage presentation looks like. Now, Colossal Ken. That is an athlete that is looking absolutely insane. His fullness is amazing for someone who just turned pro, I think, a couple of years ago. So Colossal Ken, on the other hand, he is definitely locked in and is prepping properly, and he is definitely looking amazing, absolutely amazing. He's definitely a top competitor for NY Pro, and in my books, I think he has a very high chance of winning the New York Pro. So let's see what happens. In another news, Goodvito wins Arnold Brazil. Now on stage, we had a lot of competitors who were looking equally big and they were looking pretty good, but the Goodvito looks absolutely massive. The detailing on his entire physique is just absurd. His quads are definitely on another planet. They're in absolutely great shape. When you think of a athlete like Good Vito, his hardness, his hardness in the lower body is what sets him apart from a lot of competitors. I mean, if you look at the quads here and how they're popping, this is something to behold. I think his quads is one of the reasons that he actually dominated the Arnold Brazil stage. And I think he's going to bring the same energy and the same conditioning to the Pittsburgh Pro. He has a big, big chance of winning that show as well. His his shoulders look amazing. His conditioning was one of the biggest factor that helped him win. I mean, he did compete against an athlete. He competed against Leandro, who has won this show before. Now, will Goodvito win the Pittsburgh Pro? Let's see what happens. But the man has qualified for Olympia. We'll be seeing him on the biggest stage in the bodybuilding world right now. Ruff Diesel gives us a physique update. His legs have grown big over the last season. It's definitely phenomenal that the level his legs have grown. Probably one of the best wheels and in the division. He looks very balanced. Ruff Diesel took an off season, and a lot of times off seasons go bad because either one part of your physique grows bigger, but he looks very balanced. It's very good balance between his upper and lower body. Now, although Mike Summerfield is the biggest, he's a top guy to win the Olympia this year. But if Ruff Diesel actually qualifies, he is going to be one of the biggest threat to Mike Summerfield, along with obviously the likes of Matt Gregor. But apart from him, I think Ruff Diesel is going to come back with an explosion, with a bang. He's going to be unstoppable. I mean, just look at this physique. This is such a classic physique look. I mean, he could potentially win the Pittsburgh Pro. I think he has a very good chance at winning the Pittsburgh Pro. And yeah, let's see what's going to happen. But this is amazing. This is absolutely amazing. So yeah, to conclude, to give you guys an summary, we have FIVO coming up in a couple of weeks, and we are going to be seeing William Bonac and James Hollingshed compete again after the Detroit Pro. So I'm very excited to see how that showdown goes down. But yeah, this was all for the updates. I'll be back again in a couple of days with some more updates. Till then, give me a subscribe, give me a follow, share this with your friends, and stay jacked.